I am Amber, aka Glitch, aka Art Glitch, aka Mom, and I draw comic books and I write and I draw. I have a humble amount of IMDb credits. I used to do puppeteering, and I'm currently a culture and arts enrichment instructor for the city of Parker. So I get paid to make classes about like, let's make comics, let's make puppets, let's do this kind of thing. So that's like my day job, but I still make comics and stuff. And I am on a tight deadline. I have a show that I start running in about a half hour. So I am going to be talking very quickly today. I should be having my screen shared. And so I'm going to go forward. So today, what we are talking about is cartoon audiences in a digital age. Cartoon audiences in a digital age are different than cartoon audiences in other ages. In the golden age and the silver age and in the bronze age of comics, how audiences were reached was through letters pages, through comic books, through conventions, meeting them in person, writing the company, writing the editor, and saying, I want to reach you. And in the digital age, things are topsy-turvy. So that's what's going on there. And so we got three questions we need to ask. The first is, where are the digital audiences? The second, who are the digital audiences? And the third is, how do I reach these digital audiences? And so, where are the digital audiences? There's a bunch of different places. I kind of grouped these places uh, just for aesthetics, not necessarily because they mean anything. But from my count, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter /X, Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, Threads, Blue Sky, Kara, Patreon, Substack, and LinkedIn. I include LinkedIn all by itself because while LinkedIn is seen as a professional site for people's day jobs, there are a lot of people that seek cartoonists out on LinkedIn for other things. And if you are a cartoonist and you have your work on LinkedIn and you maintain it as a portfolio site, they will find you because there's not a lot of cartoonists on LinkedIn using it as a portfolio site. So you will stand out. Reddit I bring up because Reddit is an online forum site where there's subreddits like pics, there's subreddits like comics, comic collabs, and others where you can post your work. Say I'm open for work, or this is just a piece I posted, or hey, my comic's coming out next month and this came out. So it's basically like a free billboard to post that. There's no guarantee it's going to end up on the front page, but it does give you a place to post. And same thing with like, Threads, Instagram, Snapchat, Patreon. Snapchat, I feel like, is throwing it kind of into the wind because there's no archive of those ads. Once you post a Snapchat, it erases the past Snapchat. So if you're trying to post a comic on Snapchat, people who may have missed like the last panel, they'll be lost if you post this panel. So I find Snapchat is best just for ads. And then Instagram, you want to keep very visual. Patreon, again, for money. And then Substack for maintaining an audience that is interested in your long form expression. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you guys. I'm sorry I'm talking so early. I have a tight deadline, so I'm trying to get started while we go. And so who are the digital audiences? And so for that, we're going to go over to Khoros. And so this is an interesting website. I'm going to bring up here. Khoros, this is the 2024 Social Media Demographics Guide. They do, through Statistica, all these different kinds of statistical analysis of websites. So when people post things like their age, their birthday, like what they're interested in stuff. They have bots that crawl through all these social media and gather that information about people, and then basically organize that information so you can see what is going on over time with different groups. And so this is the number of social media users worldwide from 2017 to 2027 expected. So 2023 onward is projected. And then social media usage by age. So Gen Z is not using as much social media as millennials. And then Gen X and baby boomers are using it less than Gen Z. So Gen Z is the young kids. We got even younger kids than them that are starting to use social media and stuff. And if you are making comics for younger kids, they do use websites like Webtoons and Tapas to reach their comics, but they're not using sites like Instagram and TikTok as much to get entertained as much as, say, my age, which is millennial, or Gen X or baby boomers. And so this right here shows you that Gen Z is slowly climbing in the amount of usage in social media usage, but it's not climbing as fast as the other ones did. And then average time spent per day on social media platforms in the United States. So TikTok has the most. And what I find works on TikTok for posts to get viewers engaged in what you're making is little quick, like not how-to videos, but progress drawings. So if you do time lapses of you doing pen and ink work, or time lapses of you doing your penciling, and then you post those to TikTok, time lapses do really well. If you do digital work and you use a program like Clip Studio Paint, there is an ability just in the corner to just set it to do a time lapse for you. And then again, you can post those to TikTok, and those do really well as well. TikTok has a lot more variety of different songs that you can use. There's ability to layer different things. So if you say you have a drawing that you did the pencil to, and then you do the ink to, and then you do the color to, you can layer those on top of each other. So if you had engagement, high engagement with the pencil drawing, then by the time you get to the color drawing and people see that pencil drawing up here that it's linked to, that will link those viewers back to the color drawing because they engaged with the pencil drawing. Like that's how the program's designed. And so it's TikTok's interesting in that regard. About 30 seconds is too long. You want to keep it anywhere between 5 seconds to 15 seconds on average. If you're heading into the 30-second to 1 minute territories, you've got to have something really amazing or really interesting. YouTube also, more people's watch time on YouTube than on any other platform. TikTok, they watch short videos. So again, we're looking about 15 to 30-second videos. YouTube, they watch long form videos. So that's anywhere between a half hour to an hour. Sometimes they'll watch 2-hour videos or compilations of several videos put together, the movie cuts, if you've seen those on YouTube. And then while it does have statistics here for Twitter, Twitter's viewership has gone down since they changed their policy about you having to have a Twitter account in order to stream on their website. Since they changed that, it's plummeted. And that's just one of Musk's wonderful decisions. And so Instagram and Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit are all lower in viewership than TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, but you still get engagement from those. And so I kind of consider all these different websites billboards in different neighborhoods. And so you're putting the same billboard up in different neighborhoods. And I mean, this website, I can add a link in the comments for it so you guys can see. But I use this website all the time to try and figure out who is looking at my stuff. Because if I'm posting it to Instagram and I'm not getting a lot of engagement, I'll look to see, okay, if I'm posting it at 6 p.m. on Instagram, who's more likely going to see it? Oh, I guess 65-year-olds are going to see it around that time, and they don't engage much on Instagram. However, if I post it earlier in the day, closer to 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., I get higher engagement from teenagers in the afternoon. And so, again, that's just doing a lot of research off of this website. It's called Khoros, KHOROS.com. And again, I will add this link into the comments when I get a chance. But that's who the digital audiences are. And so let's see, let's get back up here. So card 4. Look, we're going fast. So like I said, different spheres have different audiences. So if you think of TikTok as its own sphere, and you think of Twitter as its own sphere, and Facebook as its own sphere, what you can do is you can have one promo image that goes out. See, I got to figure out how to do this. There we go. You can get one promo image that goes out to all these different social networks, and it's the same image, and it's going to reach totally different people going out to all these social networks. I am all about cartoonists being able to reach audiences without doing like an insane amount of work, right? Like don't make individual little personalized images. This is for Instagram, this is for Facebook. Why are you killing yourself? One image for all of these. And so again, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Pinterest is really good for people. There's a lot of people that will pin comics that they follow on Pinterest, and then they use that as their comics reader. Telegram is one that's mostly in the UK. I haven't had a lot of experience with it, but it is one that people use as their comic reader. Again, Snapchat, Line is one that I don't have a lot of experience with. WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. There are people that get newsletters in Facebook Messenger. They sign up for it. And then Substack is also a newsletter website. So if you have long form comics, or you do more graphic novel work, or you talk around your comics in more long form stuff, Substack is your audience for that. LinkedIn, again, I advertise LinkedIn as this is my professional comic website. Stage 32 is an industry website for breaking into the industry. I kind of stay on there to help people with storyboard work and stuff like that, and kind of help look at their portfolios, but it also gives me a place to advertise. Blue Sky and Kara are replacing X as social networks. Blue Sky is pretty good for taking a lot of the political side of X, and then a lot of the, I would say, the normal people of X. And then Kara has taken a lot of the creatives and the artists of X, and then given them a great portfolio site for that. Patreon and Threads. And again, one promo image goes out to all of them. And so let's turn off that promo image, and then short video. So I also had a short video, and a short video can go out to Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, and YouTube Shorts. And so again, this is one video that you made that's a time lapse of your art, or maybe it's a quick little update of, oh man, I got 3 pages to finish today in order to finish deadline, and you know, I'm getting started on my work today. Okay, wish me luck. Whatever that video happens to be, again, you can post the same video to Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, and YouTube Shorts. And Reddit is not a guarantee that it's going to end up on the front page, but Reddit's algorithm is very interesting, the way that it's changed with its new owners. Their algorithm praises people who post a lot. So if you post something every day, you're not going to see it in the first week, but in the second week, the third week, the 5th week, the 10th week, you're going to see your post getting more and more viewership on that, and it's going to get more views because it's going to be put in front of more people because you're posting more on the website. It's trying to reward you for your engagement on the website. And so it didn't used to do that, but I'd say that that's probably in the last 6 or 7 months that they've been doing that. Let's see. So that's card 4. Card 5. where do you send them? So where do you send all these people now that you have them in your grasp with all of your promotions? And they're like, oh, I want your comics. I've found you on Instagram. I found you on Snapchat. I found you on LinkedIn, of all places. And so you have to have your own website. You have to. In this day and age, you have to have your own website. And I'm going to reiterate this because websites like Tapas and Webtoons and all of these have terms and service agreements that are not nice to the creative. They take a lot of ownership. They take a lot of rights away from the creative. And if you own your own website, it's all yours, baby. You don't have a lot of that promotion. You don't have a lot of that community from these websites that they do offer. But if you're serious about being a cartoonist, you got to get your own website. I personally use a WordPress setup, and then I use Comic Easel as my archiving setup for the website. And so that way, like just kind of showing you guys. This is the back end of my website. And so you can see here, if I click on all comics, I have my comics listed. And then if I go actually to my website and I go to archives, this is my archive page. So people can find all of my stuff. You know, they're not searching for it. And then the reason why I mentioned Comic Easel in particular, and the reason why I'm bringing up the back end of my website is because I want to show you how easy it is. See, Philo, main temp. Yes, the art of Amber Greenlee. Okay. So this is all what my archives page looks like. Is where you see comics archives list equals 1-1 chapter equals 0 thumbnail. That's it. So as long as I maintain all of my archives, it will build that archives page for me. So I don't have to build it by hand. And so that's why I personally use Comics Eagle or Comics Easel for my website. But I cannot emphasize enough to get your own website. There's a lot of people that use other websites like Tapas and Webtoons, even Keenspot, and they are married to that website. They're married to what that website is willing to promote of them, what that website's willing to publish of them. And sometimes they're stuck to that website and they cannot leave without going through a long, arduous process of trying to leave. So get your own website. I will repeat that over and over again. Have a Patreon. Patreon is a very simple way to try and maintain your cartooning career. And by having a Patreon, you can have a few dollars trickle in, or if you're like Colleen Duran, make a pretty comfortable living off of your Patreon. Or if you're a group like Second Wind, that left the Escapist magazine when they decided to go weird with their profit margins and stuff like that. They created Second Wind, and they basically took the audience with them, and that audience all joined their Patreon, and they are able to run their YouTube channel, their website, everything off of that Patreon because the audience liked the work they were doing and not the website they were with. So have a Patreon. Patreon can save you. And then have a twitch.tv account. Why a Twitch TV account? Interesting. So we go to card 6. Twitch, what is that? So Twitch is basically a website where I have this long thing. It's a streaming platform that was built for gamers, but has been co-opted by the art community to stream art creation and interact with fans. There are 2 creative categories, art and creating and making, which shows how not tailored to art the platform is. However, the audience is present and loves interacting with artists. Almost every stream of mine has led to a direct sale. I will pause that. Almost every stream of mine has led to a direct sale. And it's simply sharing the creative process I would have been doing anyway. So if you're going to be drawing anyway, all it is just turning a camera on what you're drawing, and we are lonely artists in front of art tables anyway, and then suddenly you just have people chatting at you going like, hey, what are you drawing? And you go, I'm working on the thing, I'm working on X-Men, I'm working on my own comics or whatever it is, and people will have you on in the background working on something while they're working on something. And that's something that I found often about the creative community on Twitch, is that it's often creative people as well who are watching you. And so it will be other Twitch streamers, it will be young fans, it will be older people, but it it is always engaged people. And it's always people that, like, when they find you and they like what you're doing, they will seek everything out that you do. And so if you are consistent online with your Twitch streams, you will consistently get new fans every stream. And if you're consistent with when you update and when you record, which is, again, why I have to leave in 10 minutes, because I'm trying to be consistent with my own, the fans will find you, and the fans will tell other people to watch you at that time, because they're like, oh man, you got to see this person. They're such a great artist, or they listen to cool jazz or whatever it happens to be. So what else can I do to engage people? And so Discord. Discord is an interesting thing. A lot of people of the older community may not know what Discord is. I'm grabbing it right here. So Discord is what IRC, if you guys remember that from the 2000s, IRC had a baby with like other web platforms. We'll say, I don't know, AIM or something. And so this Discord is a web creative community that I'm on right now. You can see that when people on the membership or on the team are going live, they have a bot that automatically posts when they're going live on Twitch. The same thing with community going live. They have other chat rooms, basically, like people post their photography, they post all these sorts of things. And this is a creative community that I'm part of, where people just kind of share ideas and they support each other. But I've gotten probably about 20 to 30 viewers for my Twitch channel from this community, just supporting people, just helping them with, oh, try this brush with Clip Studio Paint, and oh, if you use this book in your anatomy, this one might be helpful. And so I run my own Discord, and you can see here that I have updates of when I or my friend Chuck Whelan are updating. And then I also have some sub Discords where people can discuss different aspects of like the show and stuff. I haven't gotten mine very active yet, but I do have people that have become active on the Discord. And so you can set it up so that anyone can join the Discord with an invite, and have that invite on your website, and then people will find it, and anybody with the Discord will join the Discord, and it's a way to interact with your fans and have them communicate with you directly, and it's a way for you to have announcements directly with your fans. And again, it's another billboard in another neighborhood. So people who use that Discord neighborhood, it allows you another place to put that billboard. And okay, last card. As soon as I get to my mouse, the last card is the number one thing you can do to reach and keep an audience online, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Be consistent. It's that simple. Set a schedule and keep to it. And so that consistency I share with your updates, with anything that you're doing, recording on Twitch, with like, any kind of updates that you're doing. Whatever you say you're going to do, just be consistent with it, and the audience will stay with you. And so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. We got about 5 minutes for questions, and now I see Robert's iPad. I see Roberta's iPad. So
Let me ask a question.
hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Amber.
You know me. I used to do a podcast with you, Dale.
Can I recap?
Yes,
Do I
absolutely. I
understand?
know I started before a lot of people joined the room. So, but that's
Okay,
because I'm limited in my time. I apologize ahead of time.
I understand. So if I understand correctly, the digital audience, which consists more of people born after Gen X, are can be reached by sharing the same image to multiple social media sites, which will then point them to a website that ideally you want to own, and your suggestion is using WordPress and the Skin comic easel. You also suggest having, because that's the website would be where your web store is, but you also suggest having a Patreon account as a way of merchandising your comic and providing behind the scenes looks. But also, you would have a Twitch channel because if you're going to be drawing the comic anyway,
Yeah,
you might as well use that time to create videos
it's a
in
lot.
order, yeah,
It's a lot.
but
Yeah.
you know that from our association that Chuck Whalen is doing some of this.
Yes.
Does Chuck have a Twitch channel that I didn't notice? Because I just see it going out on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, he does have a Twitch channel. He has Earth Space. It's at Earth Space. I can send you the link if you want,
And I
Dale.
know that he's pumping his Patreon right now.
Yeah, and another thing that Chuck's been doing that gosh, he's given me so many ideas. He's the one that made me realize you only need the one video on all these different websites. Because he's been doing those time-lapse videos of his drawings of his like Insta girls and stuff. And so
Well, he's
those time
also doing the live ones now too.
Yes, and the live ones. Well, the live ones he's been sending out to Twitch and then Facebook and YouTube. But those time lapse ones he's been putting on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and I want to say one other. I think Snapchat.
I ask a philosophical question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once you start doing those time-lapse videos and you're doing the videos and you're doing the show,
Yes.
are you now a performer of those videos and that is your primary content, and the comics are now something you use like like concert t-shirts in order to monetize the videos?
So that is a loaded question. And the way I look at it is you're always a cartoonist first, right? And everything else is scaffolding to support the cartooning. So when you're making time lapse videos and you're doing like you're working in Clip Studio Paint, which again has a time lapse feature and stuff like that, it's something that you're already doing of the cartooning. You're not performing for the video, you're recording the cartoon. And so that that limits a little bit of the work, but it still adds work to the pile. And unfortunately, we live in an age where you have to be your own promoter and manager, as well as a cartoonist, artist, and writer. And until we can all get assigned assistants someday, we have to do it ourselves.
With the videos you're producing, how important is it to have a lovely, attractive, intelligent co-host like Robin and me?
Well, for for Philo, because I'm doing the drawing, I have Robin on there to do a lot of the talking. And so she is a comic scholar, knows a lot about comics and can bring up a lot about comics. And so that allows me to be able to concentrate on the art and the story. I can still interject into the conversation, but I don't have dead air. And so she does more of the hosting duties and I do more of the drawing duties. And then I kind of run the story and she kind of runs the show.
I will let other people ask questions. I know you're about to leave. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
I got
battling
one
tonight.
minute. I got 1 minute and then I got to jump into another room. Donna, it looks like you're muted.
I'm unmuted. Okay. Just want to thank you real quick for joining us. I know you didn't have a lot of time. You got a lot of stuff in. Wonderful to hear from you. And thanks to Chuck for inviting you. And if you can think of the next person to invite, would love to hear.
Oh yeah, wonderful. I have a lot of people I had in mind.
I will
uh
bother you in messages.
yeah, absolutely. Roberta, did you have any questions? Amy?
No, well, the thing that I'd love is if you could write all this stuff out and we could kind of get it so we can read it because it came so
Yeah.
fast, I didn't absorb it all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I totally admit that. I do have to start my other show right now. What I will do is in the next few days is I'll write out everything that I said about this and then include my slideshow, and I will hand that either off to Bill or to Donna, and they can share it with the rest of the group.
Get
But I
it to
do.
Bill because he's the one that's running any kind of the outreach, the YouTube, etc.
Okay, wonderful. I do have to leave right now. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
wear pants.
All right. I am wearing
Excellent.